Hello viewers, nice to see you again. Welcome to lesson 4 in our 5-part series in our grade 10 physical science lessons. The topic for today's lesson is metal reactivity. We are going to investigate the reaction of metals with oxygen, water and acids. In order for us to understand the difference in the reaction of metals with these elements, we will conduct a few experiments which will illustrate what we say. And you will see that it is possible to produce an order of reactivity of these metals. So after watching this lesson, you should be able to understand the reaction of metals with oxygen, water and acids.
Hey pal, what's up man? Where you going with your notepad?
I'm cool. Hey, I'm just going to this science demonstration that's gonna be right here.
You do have a nose to snuff out opportunity. Will it be exciting?
Listen, it's all about the reactivity of metals. Of course it's gonna be exciting.
What's to demonstrate, my friend? Metals rust. It happens fastest in Walfish Bay and takes ages in this dry climate. How long will this demo be?
It won't be that long. And hey, some metals are so reactive that hopefully they won't be doing any experiments with them today.
And which are those?
Those are usually the ones at the bottom of the left-hand side of the periodic table.
Huh?
Yeah, and did you know that potassium and sodium are stored under oil? Do you know why?
Let me just tag along and then we'll find out.
Okay, sure, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we have pieces of certain metals on the table. We have sodium, iron, lead and copper. Now, when metals react with oxygen, what results is called oxides. We will use a gas jar to burn these metals one by one. Let's see what happens when sodium burns with oxygen. Yes, it's a yellow flame and the result is sodium peroxide. Now, as we continue, let's see what iron does. Nope, it does not burn. The hot iron simply glows and gives off yellow sparks. The result is still iron oxide. Finally, we try with copper. This metal does not burn either. We can see that it's simply coated with a black layer, which is copper oxide. Now we will see what happens with metals when they react with water. When metals react with water, a hydroxide and hydrogen gas are formed. Some metals react more strongly with water than others. We will use cold water for the reactive metals such as sodium because it will react too quickly with hot water. I will place a piece of sodium in water in a glass container. Can you see how the sodium also runs on the surface of the water, but it forms only a white solid ball. We will use hot water for iron and for the copper. Now the reaction of iron decreases and become much slower with hot water, and the result is iron oxide. We will use hot water for the copper as well. Now you can see there is no result with copper and water. Viewers, the third reaction we want to demonstrate is the reaction between metals and the acid. We will use hydrochloric acid to form a chloride and a hydrogen gas. Okay, let's try the iron with the hydrochloric acid. Can you see? The reaction is quite slow. Well, what do you think lead will do in the hydrochloric acid? Let's see. Again, it's a very slow reaction. Lastly, I will add a piece of copper to the hydrochloric acid. But as you can see, no reaction is taking place. As we've watched all these chemical reactions taking place, we saw that some of the metals react more violently than others. Let's now try to list this in the reactivity series of metals. The metals in our experiments were sodium, copper, lead, and iron. Okay, I think sodium was the most reactive. Then iron, then lead, and the least reactive metal was copper. On the screen, you can see the reactivity series of metals.
Ladies and gentlemen, Let's see who knows the answer to this question. Why do we need to store sodium and potassium under oil? I am sure that after your observations you know the answer. But if you missed it, this is the reason. These two metals react with oxygen, water and acids very vigorously. Thus, we can prevent them from coming into contact with any of these substances when it is stored under oil. Let's summarize. When we compared how metals react with oxygen, water and acids, we saw the following. In oxygen, they formed an oxide, for example, iron oxide. In water, they form a hydroxide and hydrogen, for example, sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen. In acids, metals form a chloride or salt and hydrogen, for example, magnesium chloride plus hydrogen. To test the presence of hydrogen gas, we can hold a burning stick near the mouth of a test tube. Hydrogen will bring about a pop sound as it explodes. The reactivity series for metals are from most reactive: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, zinc, iron, lead, until the least reactive, copper. Thank you for your company on our program. Once again, we will end off with our SMS competition. Here are the rules. SMS the keyword oxygen and option A, B or C to 5003. Each SMS costs 3 Namibian dollars. Now for the question. Which metal is the most reactive? Is it A, gold, B, potassium or C, iron? See you next time. Goodbye.